The rifle wasn't pointed at the woman. It was aimed past her shoulder. Straight at the three men moving in behind her. "Touch them," the cowboy said, voice calm but sharp as broken glass. "And you'll die right here." The men froze. The mother's legs buckled. She dropped to her knees in the dust, breath hitching as her children scattered in panic, bare feet slapping dirt, small bodies scrambling away like frightened birds. She didn't know if she'd just been saved. Or if she'd stumbled into something far worse. Because 12 hours earlier, she hadn't even known this man existed. And now he was the only thing standing between her family and hell. Martha Hale's hands were still shaking. She couldn't stop seeing it. The knife. The flash of metal. The scream. She hadn't stabbed the man deep, just enough to make him let go of her daughter's arm. Just enough to steal 10 seconds. Just enough to run. 10 seconds had been the difference between freedom and losing her children forever. Her husband, James, had been dead for 3 weeks. Crushed beneath a cave-in at the Silverton mine. They told her it was an accident. They said he ignored safety orders. They said that meant no compensation. It was a lie. But lies didn't pay rent. On the 16th day after the funeral, Vernon Hastings knocked on her door. He smiled like a man who enjoyed being feared. "I'm not here to pressure you," he said, stepping inside without permission. "Just here to talk options." He stood too close. His eyes lingered too long. "You're behind," he continued. "Rent. Groceries. Everything." Martha clenched her fists. "I'll find work." "Oh, I'm sure you will," he said softly. "Question is, what kind?" Her skin crawled. She ordered him out. He came back 4 days later, with papers and 2 men. The contract was already written. "Your debt converts to labor. You and your children work my land for 2 years. After that, you're free." She read it 3 times. Her head pounded. Her hands shook. She was exhausted. Grieving. Alone. And terrified of what would happen if she said no. She signed. They came for the children the next morning. That was when Martha ran. 5 children. Thomas, 13, serious beyond his years, jaw set like he'd already decided the world wasn't kind. Clara, 11, quiet and observant, fingers always tracing shapes in dirt. Lucy and Emma, 8-year-old twins who still laughed too easily. And Samuel, 4, who cried every night for a father who would never answer. They fled into canyon country. 2 days of walking under a sun that felt cruel. Their food was gone by the first night. Their water ran out by the second. Martha's feet bled through her boots. Samuel rode her back until her legs buckled beneath his weight. Then Thomas took him, shoulders trembling, teeth clenched. On the 3rd morning, Lucy collapsed. "I can't," she whispered, eyes glassy. Martha dropped beside her, heart tearing apart. "Please, baby. Just a little farther." Lucy shook her head. "I'm tired, Mama." Thomas looked at her then. Not like a child. Like a man. "We're not going to make it, are we?" Martha had no answer. Then Clara pointed west. Smoke. A ranch. 2 miles away. Their last chance. Caleb Stone was mending a fence when he saw them. At first, he thought the heat was playing tricks on him. Then he saw the smallest child fall. Saw the woman stagger and drop beside him. He didn't hesitate. By the time he reached them, the mother was kneeling in the dust. "Please," she whispered. "Just water." Caleb nodded once. He lifted the youngest child like he weighed nothing. Led the others toward the house. He gave them water slowly, 1 sip at a time. Set out bread. Dried meat. Canned peaches. The children ate like they'd never seen food before. Martha couldn't eat. She just watched them, tears streaming down her face. "Are you running from the law?" Caleb finally asked. No, she said. From men. He looked at the children, barefoot, bruised, exhausted. Decision made. You can stay, he said. Here. Why? She asked. His eyes darkened. Because once, I didn't help when I should have. And I've regretted it every day since. The children slept in real beds that night. Actual mattresses. Blankets. They stared at the bunkhouse like it was a palace. Martha lay awake, waiting for the catch. The price. It never came. Morning arrived quiet. Caleb cooked breakfast, eggs, bacon, coffee. Thomas watched him carefully. Why are you doing this? The boy asked. Caleb met his gaze. Because you need it. Nobody does something for nothing. Caleb's voice softened. I'm not nobody. Weeks passed. The ranch changed. And so did the children. Thomas learned to ride and shoot, working the land like he'd been born to it. Clara found old paints and covered the bunkhouse walls with sunsets and horses. Lucy and Emma laughed again. Samuel followed Caleb everywhere, calling him sir. And Martha. Martha brought warmth back into a house that had been cold for 10 years. Then the riders came. 3 men. Armed. Caleb met them at the gate. We're looking for a woman and 5 kids, the leader said. Haven't seen them, Caleb replied. They've got debts. They've got nothing. We'll take the kids. That's when the rifle came up. One shot cracked into the dirt. Next one's higher. They left. But Caleb knew the truth. They'd be back. The law came weeks later. With papers. With lies. And a price he couldn't pay. So Caleb gave everything. The ranch. The land. His life's work. For her freedom. For the children. That night, Martha confronted him. You gave up everything for us. Caleb shook his head. I got something back I thought I'd lost. The truth surfaced fast. Forged contracts. Stolen families. Years of cruelty. Justice followed. The ranch was returned. And something more. A family. Years later, the land thrived. Thomas became a foreman. Clara's art reached the world. The twins opened a school. Samuel called him Papa. And Martha. Martha stayed. Not because she owed him. But because she chose him. Caleb once thought he'd lost everything. But the truth was simple. He'd just been waiting. Waiting for family to find him. Because family isn't blood. It's choice. And he'd choose them. Every single day.